Generals, welcome to another exciting episode of the Ministry of Silly Talk podcast. Don't forget, this episode is brought to you by Shirt Caviar. Visit shirtcaviar.com and save 10% on your order today. Shirt Caviar, shirt yourself all the way down to your pants.
And hit us up on the hotline, 847-665-9238. Call, text, leave a message. Get involved with the cast, people.
Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, and audio available where you get podcasts.
He's Graham, I'm Josh. Hit it.
This is the Ministry of Silly Talk.
Silly Talk. Ministry of Silly Talk.
This is the ministry.
This is the Ministry of
Silly Talk. This is the ministry of Silly Talk.
Thank you for listening to my daddy's stupid podcast. And remember, his head is full of doo-doo, so don't listen to anything he says.
That's very funny.
We're back. Welcome back, Generals. We're here again. We're doing it, man. We've been getting these in
Every week.
We've been doing really well, and then the holiday schedule was kind of fun because we've been doing them a little more frequently. I think the last episode that came out, I think we recorded like 3 days ago.
No, for sure, yeah.
And it came out yesterday. Thanks to everyone who's been watching along, joining us. Hope your new year is going well. I mentioned before we started recording that I had a little poem that had been rolling around in my head about where I am today, and it is I'm wearing boxers that are too big and an undershirt that's too small. The problems in my life, I've created them all.
Hey, I mean, hey.
Come on.
That's great.
It was a great synopsis.
And I mean, really,
of what I had going on.
Even if I could use that poem to really just sum up my entire life.
Yeah. No, it got deep.
Well,
the more I thought about it.
I mean, like, I could sum up my entire life as my boxers are probably too big. My shirt's probably too damn small.
Yeah.
And guess what? All the bullshit life, I've created it all.
We're still inside 10 minutes. I always love it. Yeah, I gotta write that down.
9 seconds and 20.
No, we're good. And that's okay, too, because it'll give me a chance. I'll cut this out, because I've been trying to drive things forward.
I do enjoy
when I'm
the
editing.
beeps anyway.
Yeah. No, and I do. And I don't mind having a few. It's just, it does.
No, it's
it
work
can
for
get
you.
taxing.
It's easy for me to create the beep.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work for you to make it happen.
Yeah. It's a good time, though. But yeah, we discussed this a while ago when I mentioned that I had purchased a bunch of boxers.
Yeah. Oh, you know what?
That
Okay, that
were
just
too
came
big.
back. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's where that poem's coming from.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because
my first question was, why?
Yeah. Yeah.
You've got other boxers.
Yeah.
Just,
They have now just been mixed in.
Oh, no.
So it's like a lottery of how every morning I get out of the shower and it's like a lottery of how my day's gonna go.
What's so messed up is, like, if you didn't want them to shrink, they would have shrunk to where you couldn't wear
them anymore.
But the fact that you want them to shrink, they shrunk none.
No, and they were so too big. I really I was really down on myself standing in the store
and you bought
that
those
day.
way before the holidays, so the numbers were not where they are.
No, and we're still.
And you're still
way. Oh no!
I remember when you bought them, you told me you're going to wash them 15 times.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah, I remember you specifically being like, "Why did you take $20 and go buy boxers that fit?" Which I planned on doing, but after you left, I was like, "You don't tell me what to do. I'd make this work. I'll put this together. I will
wash these in hot.
Yeah,
I'll show you.
I can solve this. Wash hot, jeans dry, no change." To be fair, there's a credit to the boxers because I guess once you make them up to a certain size, you've used so much material that they just can't shrink. It's so much. There's so much open space.
There's so much from stitch to stitch.
Yeah,
that the shrinkage is just
it's not going to
negligible.
Happen. That's not going to happen.
That's great.
But that was a constant. That was a problem when I got them, and now they've because I did get rid of some of them, but they're just some ended
now
up.
They're in there.
Yeah.
The way you describe that,
mix.
okay, so I have a couple pairs of socks that are unwearable.
Of course.
For whatever reason, I won't let her throw them away, and
They
I
just-
won't throw them away, so they continue to.
Yeah, they just stay in the mix, and you put it on, and your cold foot touches the floor when your
Well,
socks
your
on.
entire big toe goes out.
Okay, you know what?
That's egregious.
I wanted to say that that's excessive or egregious, but I did start this conversation by being like, and I have this other problem that I could totally sort out in about 5 minutes. Like, look at the tags and be like, oh, yeah, I don't wear 3XL
But no,
boxers.
what my dumbass does is will put the damn sock on with my toe sticking out, and then I'll take the sock off and put it back in the drawer.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
why?
Why did you do that?
Throw it away.
No, I'm pretty good about throwing my socks away. I did, and like I mentioned with the first time when I caused this situation, it's like a lottery in the morning because you're walking around with your pants falling down inside of your pants. It's the most uniquely torturous situation.
That you've 100% done to
Yeah.
yourself because you didn't discard all of them initially
Right.
and just spend the 20.
Nope. Didn't do it.
And I remember,
And I still don't know why I
remember
haven't bought fitting boxers since then.
your reasoning was because how much you paid for them. You told
They
me you
were
paid
expensive.
Like $30.
Yeah,
or
it may have
something.
been like $40. Yeah, because they were expensive.
Yeah. So you were like, I've already spent it, and I washed them as soon as I got home before I tried them on,
Yeah.
which is, hey, that's a normal thing.
After they didn't fit, though,
You're effed.
and I really can't. I don't know.
Did you check the return policy of said store?
Well, I just
It's just $20. Who
didn't
cares?
want to do it.
Yeah, no, fair
I was
enough.
like, I already did the go. I already got the thing, and now I got to go take it back and get another thing. It just, slipped my mind. And now there's a few just mixed in there where I go, all right,
Away she goes.
Well, they're boxers too, so they've been washed and they're rolled up or whatever in the drawer. So especially in the morning, so you put it on and it's
It's fine.
it's not like falling completely down.
Well, as you're getting ready,
Yeah,
you're brushing your teeth, shave, whatever you're doing, coffee, you get in the car. You don't realize until you get like the first or third time you get up from your desk
yeah,
and you're going to do something, the copier,
yeah.
and you get the bunching.
I'm just guessing what you do. The copier. Not to break the fourth wall, but Josh hasn't really ever worked in an office job.
Never.
I think you had one briefly. It
For
wasn't
like
great.
9 seconds.
Yeah,
It didn't work out.
Wasn't your bag. But
No.
the copier, send a fax.
Everything I know about working in an office comes from Die Hard.
Yeah, that big Christmas party you were at and your boxers didn't fit. I don't know. Yeah, but it is a
So
problem.
Mr. Nakamura didn't get you the right besize boxers is what happened.
Show him the watch. Sorry, it's right after the holidays. I just watched Die Hard.
It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, and I do always forget how insanely good that movie is. It is so good.
I mean, as far as Bruce Willis goes.
It's top tier.
The second one is amazing to me.
The second one, they just were like, oh, okay, we don't need a story here. Like, just,
Run it back.
well, the one with was that the third one's the one with Samuel Jackson? That's a banger too.
Oh, that's
only-
might be the best one.
Yeah, almost. As far as a movie goes,
Yeah,
it is the best
It's
one.
the best one
It's
because that's a standalone. You
Yeah.
can watch that without seeing the other two and be completely entertained and know what's going on.
yeah, you don't need any of the additional backstory.
No,
there.
you don't.
And that movie's phenomenal. Yeah, really bad. Die Hard doesn't get bad until you get into like the more like modern ones that they redid, and then I think there's two more I haven't seen because I saw the one that came out that he was in like years later.
It's not bad. There's one.
It was
with
like
one
PG.
guy.
There was one where it was like PG-13 though, so like there's like the violence is all like muted. It's like watching a TV show or something, and I'm like, that's not Die Hard.
Yeah, Die Hard's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to see the violence is integral to the experience.
That's the whole reason of the movie.
Yeah. Pull that mic down. I'll put it to your face there a little bit. There you go. Perfect. What was I going to do? Oh, yeah, we were going to watch a video. I think I've talked about my boxers at the top of the podcast.
Enough, yeah.
I'm going to show you. So I have been watching on my algorithm has been feeding me a lot of like Guinness Book of World Records videos.
I was about to say, is this India's Got Talent? Or
no, this is a Guinness Book of World Records thing. Oh, I don't even have it on the screen yet. I'll put it on the screen when we get there. But I've just been seeing a lot of these, and I don't want to use too many of them because they are weird and interesting, but also they're long and not that interesting sometimes.
Okay.
Because there's a bunch of it where it's like smashes the most eggs on your head in 30 seconds or whatever. There's a bunch of stuff like that where it's like, okay, that was mildly interesting, you move on. This one, though, for whatever reason, caught my attention because it's so insanely bizarre. So this guy stopped the most fans from spinning with his tongue. He's like these like office fans with the fronts taken.
No, I
off
get
of
what's
them.
going on, but how does that established ever as a record in the first place?
So that, yeah, let's check him out. And that was my first question. Like, couldn't you just beat this? Like,
yeah,
if he's setting this record,
and it's like 10.
yeah,
It's not even that much.
yeah, it really would just be an issue of getting your head over there. And I wanted his hair to get caught in there so bad.
Yeah. Oh, he is excited.
He's beside himself.
Yeah, no, he is there. I mean,
Wow, that was his Super Bowl. Was stopping all those fans with his tongue. But that's what I'm saying is he's got, there can't look, I don't know.
What are they making up records?
I see, and I don't know either, and it's probably something worth looking up at some point would be, the
Threshold of
right,
what's
where
a
is
record?
this a
Yeah.
community of people who do this and this guy's the Michael Jordan of it, or is this the guy that invented basketball and he's like, I've scored the most points in the history of basketball because I invented it yesterday
and I did it. in
yeah,
my
and then I
backyard.
just did it.
Yeah.
Right.
So like the guy who's never done it did 9 fans. I'm going to do 10.
Yeah. See, and that's what I wonder is that the case? Is he just the first guy to do it? Hold on a second. Let me try this. Zara, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Graham. What's on your mind?
Is there like a global body of people who are trying to break the record for stopping the most fans from spinning with their tongue? Are you familiar with that as a Guinness World Record?
That sounds pretty unusual. There's no official global body for that, and I'm not aware of it being a Guinness World Record. It definitely sounds like a quirky challenge, though. Are you thinking of trying it yourself?
No. Of course not. No,
Mind your business.
Yeah, of course not. No, I saw a video on the internet, and maybe this is some other sort of challenge, but there appears to be a gentleman who won a Guinness World Record for stopping the most like office desk fans from spinning using his tongue. He was just going 1 to 1 to 1 to 1.
That does sound like quite the spectacle. There are many unique and sometimes bizarre records out there, so it's not impossible that someone would try something like that. Did it look like he was going for an official title, or was
Yes.
it more of an internet challenge?
No, it's clearly something that's being filmed in a studio. There's an audience. There's a presentation of a plaque and a medal at the end. It is a spectacle, but it's clearly on television.
Oh, that sounds like it's definitely something officially recognized. Guinness does have records for all sorts of surprising feats. If there's a presentation of a plaque and a medal, it sounds like it could indeed be a Guinness World Record. Quite an achievement, even if it's a quirky one. Did you find it entertaining?
Yeah, it was fine. I just wanted to know more information about it, but it sounds like it's so weird even you don't know.
It is definitely an unusual record. That's part of what makes it interesting. If you'd like, I can try to find more details about it. Would you like me to look it up?
Yeah, see if that's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of is this something, did he set this record specifically, or is there some sort of community of people attempting to complete this record?
Ravi Kumar Panikra from Telangana, India, holds the Guinness World Record for stopping 57 electric fan blades with his tongue
That is
in
pretty
1 minute.
impressive.
57.
It really is. Some records are truly mind-boggling. Is there any other unusual record you'd like to know about?
No, but I feel like I cut you off. Were you going to say something else about the record itself?
No worries, Graham. I was just going to mention that records like these often showcase people's creativity and determination. It's amazing what people come up with. If there's anything else you're curious about, just let me know.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good night.
You're welcome. Graham, have a great night. If you need anything else, just give me a shout.
What is that?
My girlfriend? No.
That's fine. What's her name?
No, it's no, it's Chat GPT, but it's the function where you speak to the server. Yeah, it's pretty dope. It does all kinds of stuff. But that was faster than me trying to Google it, which is why I wanted to have my phone.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's great.
And it is a bit, and I completely recognize it is a bit hacky to use AI on your podcast for stuff like that, but everyone has to admit that that's way better than me Googling it and reading it.
Let's be
and
honest.
Far more
we don't have a
interesting.
Jamie or a whatever to do that for us. So, I mean,
no, it's about as perfect as you can get.
No, that's great.
But that was there. You go.
So 57 is the record. You're telling me I can't do 58?
Now listen, had that record been 12
You're telling me I can't do 58
in a minute?
You're telling me. Yeah, 58 sorry, beep. Fans in a row. I can't with my beefy ass tone.
This is
Stop
gotten
'em.
out of hand.
I
don't know about your tongue, man. I don't know. You're asking me like I have firsthand knowledge of the power of your tongue. Pause. I don't know. Maybe you can't. I was thinking more about like, can you move from station to station that quickly?
Yes.
I thought you were going to start Uncle Rico and me about playing football in high school, and I was going to let that slide. You're like, you know about my tongue. I do not, ladies and gentlemen.
You don't.
I'm
telling you.
Certain
I
terms.
feel like I can do 58, dude.
Yeah, no.
That goes for suckers and
I do not have the answers to that question. I have no additional insight. You know?
we don't need to fucking practice, Randy.
I don't need to practice. I can do 58 right now.
Right now, no training, no nothing.
You plug in 58. I got you.
I mean, my first thought was like, you're gonna have to buy 58 fans. I'm not participating in this in any factor other than watching and videotaping it. This sounds like a mess. I think you're gonna be upside down in a shitload of fans. Because what the outcome will be? This guy, look at this guy's face. This is a man who trained for a thing. This is a guy who, this guy's dedication to that knows no bounds. I really do.
Got me.
I really do genuinely believe that would be.
We have a similar haircut.
And that's the other thing too. I was watching the whole time. I was like, his hair gets caught in there.
Oh,
at
I would
some
have mine
point, but
pulled back completely before I attempted this.
He's confident enough in it though that he knows that fan's going to stop spinning in time for him to move back and get to the next fan. And it is blowing his hair back, but still, you'd think it might.
Sure. Yeah, you might catch one
Catch one on the side, moving from one
and then
to
he's
the
trying
other.
to go. It's like,
Because he deserves extra credit for the hair situation.
And the tiger shirt's pretty.
Yeah, no, the shirt. He's insanely fly.
Yeah,
we're not here discussing his talent is weird.
He has Cuban links.
Yeah, the man's got a chain on and some sort of Hawaiian shirt and a tiger undershirt. Yeah, he's a Guinness record book holder. You can't
For a reason.
You can't take that away from him.
That's true.
And
that face looks like he will not allow it.
Speaking of the AI and all of that, I've mentioned this before, and this isn't a political statement. It's the emergence of AI and it melding with all of these crazy robots and stuff is something I've actually been discussing in my various versions of podcasts for a long time. I need to start another robotics segment because I follow that stuff very tightly. And then now with AI, they're putting them together. There was a lot of call the last couple of years for some sort of legislation to stop
AI?
Yeah, or to, figure out, put that mic front by your face.
No, to figure out how to...
regulate it.
Yeah,
what is it? How does it work?
Yeah.
Some sort of legislation that outlined all that, where you could and couldn't use it. And I was just remember Congress trying, like Mark Zuckerberg being asked questions about how their phones work and stuff when he's getting grilled by Congress because it's all these dinosaurs. And so I don't think the people who are the elderly who run things now are going to help us with that. And this is just another good example of that. This is a woman trying to send voice to text messages.
Behind the microphone, and I hope this comes out right, because I should say a period. I'm sorry. Breathe deep. Okay. What does that say? Wait a minute. I'll read it. Okay. What is it? Wait a minute. I read it okay. Who read it okay? Is she answering me? Is she talking back to me? Is that me? What am I doing?
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's, lady was trying to just use text to voice. And that's what I'm saying. That's one of the scary things about AI. Like, do you think that woman would know the difference if I called her with even like a crappy AI version of someone she knows voice?
No way.
It was like,
no way.
Hey, Grandma, I need $6,000. Okay, and I'm trying to use the microphone, and you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be
a tough look.
We're probably deep in the throes of it. People are like, we're definitely at the point where
people are scamming people. They are. Right?
It's waiting to become way bigger of a deal. But
no, it's scary.
All of that's a little bit more serious and topical than I intended on getting. But AI is a little creepy, and that's not even really AI. That's text to speech.
That's just a lady not doing.
Put
it
a microphone in front of your mouth.
That's just a lady not doing it right. Like, that's hilarious.
Yeah, and then when it starts writing what she's saying, and then she starts reading that, and then it's writing what she's saying because she's still speaking into it. That's a loop. She got caught in a horrible loop.
She got caught in a loop for sure.
It is proof, though, that at some point the world passes you by. So I try to.
No, it does, and I mean, I'm starting to experience that a little bit with like music and stuff. Yeah, you know what I mean.
No, it's a rapid descent. Once you leave the whatever it is, 18 to 35, whatever the the key marketing demographic for most stuff is,
it's a rapid descent down.
Yeah, after that, excuse me, the only things that are being marketed to you are commercials for old people stuff like
diabetes.
Thank you, Wilford. Diabetes.
Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes.
Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes.
Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes.
Diabetes.
Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes.
Diabetes.
Drop is diabolical.
Diabetes. Diabetes.
Diabetes. Diabetes.
Diabetes. Diabetes.
Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes.
So, you got diabetes.
But after cars and concerts and pop music, that's what you get. Those commercials. And I think we can probably take a break if you want.
Probably can, yeah.
I think we're ready. I was going to say we probably should have a shorter first half this go around too, because we got to get back to Mr. McSweeney.
Yeah, McSweeney's got to get some. I mean, we got 45 minutes left to him.
Yeah, oh God. Yeah,
so that's 3 episodes.
Yeah, I was going to say we're not going to finish today. All right, we'll be right back.
In a world filled with unspeakable evil, one man will bring order to the chaos. He may also find love.
In a bear hug, where Paul would have his hands around me like this.
Oh. This summer, John McSweeney has a message for us all.
Call him Murphy. I'm gonna bust you all over this bar. My spot. My spot. Understand? Move your car.
Evil will not win. Thank you very much, Paul.
Thank you very much, Paul.
And we're back. Hope you enjoyed whatever the hell that was at the break. We are getting to the second half now, and if you've been watching, you know what that means.
That means your boy John's going to tell us how to protect ourselves.
Yeah, and he's went from really just sort of basic physical self-defense into violent acts and guns very quickly. So
Point shooting.
He's been teaching us that for a while. We've been with him for quite a bit now. But we will finish this video one day, and I don't even know if it'll be today, but let's see what he's got in store for us today.
Definitely not be today.
There's so much left.
Always fire at the closest target, the one who's the most threat or the one firing at you.
Okay.
But if all three are equal, start from the left, fire once, fire center, fire to the right. Now, fire at someone you missed. For instance, if this person is coming in, turn and fire. If this is coming in, fire. If this person is coming in, give another round here and then back it in. The principle is give each of the multiple targets at least one round, and then the second round to the closest threat. If it's one target, remember it's always 2 rounds, rapidly. This is the point.
Target, not someone trying to hurt you. Now we're just referring to them as targets.
Yeah. Method of firing. Train regularly with this, and this will save your life in an actual combat situation.
He's not wrong.
In my system of point firing, mirror training.
I get into like gun nerd stuff, but there is quite a to-do on the internet between and people I know how they feel about point shooting.
Okay.
Which, and I tend to subscribe to most people's ideas, but I've shot a lot, and I would say that in a close distant proximity like
You
that,
think what he's teaching is valid?
I think it would actually be. I mean, look, you're about to get into an exchange of gunfire, and if you're using that, you need to be at incredibly close range. You know
For
what I
the
mean?
snub nose, yeah.
Yeah, well, and even if that's how you're shooting, if you're not aiming,
you're doing the point shoot,
if you're not aiming or breathing or squeezing the trigger, if you're literally just holding it out and pulling it without looking down the sights, one, you're gonna have to train like that like crazy to get the muscle memory for it. And 2, the accuracy is going to dip so quickly as the distance expands. It's going to be crazy because
well, what he's talking about is that
bullets
5
go
foot.
super straight. So if the barrel is like you're not even looking down it and you're doing this with your wrist, if the barrel is even tilted at a slight degree, as that distance increases, that bullet is no longer heading towards anywhere. It's going to miss wide in one direction very badly. But also, if 3 dudes were coming at you and you up the thing like that and you're holding it and he's in his stance and he's like bang, 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 or bang, 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 and he's like tracking dudes down like that, it's probably going to get them up off you because you're firing a gun at them, you know.
Yeah, when you're also pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
You know, you're bringing it.
Yeah, you're increasing your odds of squelching the situation, kind of regardless of accuracy, but I do sort of subscribe
to key element.
This in no way is advice for anybody to try to learn to shoot.
Please
like that.
do not
Then
take our advice
us.
or McSweeney's advice.
Yeah. This is not an advice show. This is a comedy podcast.
Weapon at your side.
I mean, we'll give you advice if you dial 847-665-9238, but nothing. Even that, don't take that advice.
Don't take that advice in life-threatening situations.
Yeah, exactly.
Center,
there you go. Yeah,
where my hand is. Step in and fire. Notice if the weapon is pointing high or pointing low.
See, he's kind of
left or right,
teaching you how to compensate for that.
If you come in always firing high when you're aiming at the center, bring it down. The mirror will show you where you're firing. If you're coming in low,
John knows what he's talking
bring
about.
it up.
Yeah, I don't.
Get to the point with
heavy
constant
military.
practice.
Heavy.
Yeah.
15 minutes of practice at a time until you can point that weapon exactly where you want. In this case, at the center, right here. You point the weapon. So come in to the stance and point. Notice how the stance is natural alignment. My eyes are right above the weapon itself. From here, I step in and fire. Begin trigger pull on the way in. Don't step in and then fire. That's slow. Begin the trigger pull. As soon as the muzzle is forward of your own body, the trigger starts to pull, and the round fires at the moment you're on to
target. You're going to be shooting
target.
people in the feet.
Yeah, or just
practice that.
Yeah.
Stepping straight in, firing to the center. After a while, fire high to the head.
I do get what he's
Notice
getting
that the
at,
muzzle
though,
should be pointing at
is
the
that-
head.
No, I get his point.
He's essentially saying that, like,
firing.
as you're coming up, the hammer is on its way back. But that's quite a bit of extra to practice. And again, though, if you bought John McSweeney's Total Self-Defense and you took it seriously, eventually you could teach yourself to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you did it for what he's saying, if you were in the mirror 15 minutes at a time, doing that, dry firing the out of your revolver.
Yeah. Which ain't going to hurt it. But I know they're like, don't dry fire guns, but that's really like definitely not a revolver. It'll be fine. But yeah, the amount of time
low, above the knee,
required to
see
get
that the
good
muzzle
at
is
this.
pointing down. You'll get used then to alignment of the muzzle with your eyes. By concentrating on the target,
you also have to be living in a world where you feel like you're going to be in all somebody with a tire iron's coming from you. You're at a bar and some guy's like, "You called me nothing." You know what I mean? Like,
well, the thing is,
a balance
like,
there.
You got to look at the person who's going to buy a self-defense video in the first place. Is someone who's got a certain level of anxiety about being attacked. Or who has already been attacked and it didn't work out or whatever.
If I concentrate low, the muzzle will point there. Again, see if you're firing
Kinda
left or right or dead on.
Over and over.
Yeah.
So from this training, in the mirror, you begin...
We know, well, we're all waiting to see how Paul fits into this because he's not going to point a gun at Paul.
No, he's not.
Never. I don't even know if he would want Paul around because Paul, today we're going to be dealing with firearms, buddy. This is
too much.
There's no place for you.
Don't swing and then pull. Begin the pull during the swing so that when the swing stops, the round fires.
See, that's...
So fire... and then swing.
Begin the pull during the
firing
swing.
to
I feel
one
like I'm
target
going to
in front,
be...
always
Yeah,
two
you're
rounds.
really going to be
If it's multiple targets, this target one
exacerbating
round,
the
this target
situation where you're
second,
shooting
then another,
without the
and back
gun
to
level.
this.
Well, also,
If it's three
the
targets,
movement is going
firing
to change the
left, center, and
trajectory
right.
the
Fire
entire
left,
time. Like,
center, right, then back it in. Right, center, left. Remember now, this is point firing. 75%.
It is
of
great
all
old
gunfights
school
take place in
dude
dark.
stuff though,
So you
because
couldn't aim the
everything he
sights
does
anyway.
is like from the athletic stance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's very like
linebacker.
1990s PE for us.
for
You know
sure.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Which started probably when he was a kid, where it's like, all right, first things first, athletic stance. I took bowling in college, and the guy was like, "Who here knows about the athletic stance?" And I was
No
like,
way.
"Yeah, we played basketball in gym in high school, but he was like, that's where bowling begins." Is with the athletic stance.
well, when I think of bowling, I think athletic.
Of course. Yeah. But it does track, and it kind of works. I don't mean to be not having him all the way up. I think we get what he's getting at.
Yeah.
But it does make sense if you're training your body to do something. But it is funny that he's like,
It's
you
just
can
muscle
see
memory,
everything
but-
he's doing. He's like, I enter the athletic stance. I'm surprised he hasn't said it yet.
Again, mirror training consists of concentrating the gaze on the target. In this case, the center. Step in and fire. Check the angle of that muzzle, left or right, up or down.
He's
until
milking
it's
this
always
2
lined
hours
properly.
now.
He is.
You can see it in the mirror. That's the advantage of mirror training. Then practice from here, swinging to the right, firing, swinging to the left and firing.
He
Always burst of
may
two.
may know too though that this needs to be
Here,
the longer part of the
two,
video because
and
the
back.
psychos bought it for this.
That's the essence.
Oh, well, that's about to say. Nobody needs to learn the windmill.
Right.
They need to learn how to shoot somebody with a revolver.
Yeah, you don't need the tiger claw. Okay, hold on.
Combat shooting using the point method of firing, which is the real way to fire a weapon in combat if you want to hit the target. And remember, hitting the target is what counts.
Look what's on the table in front of him.
People will talk
a
about
knife,
bullets
two
and
knives.
sizes
Yeah.
Some sort
and
of
ballistics
vial.
and a
and two
large
guns.
44, what it will do compared to a 38. The most important thing in a gunfight is just to hit the target. And that's why I recommend the 38 special revolver for self-defense for the average citizen or for policemen, because
Here
once
goes
loaded,
against
it's
the
always
policeman.
ready to fire.
Yep.
Speed of firing is not as fast, but it's fast enough for our purposes. Speed of firing is not as fast as that of an automatic. The automatic or semi-automatic, the technical term for it, it's very fast in firing and fast in reloading. You use a magazine. This happens to have 7 rounds in it. You push the magazine in, you release the slide, and you're off and firing. With a revolver, you don't have that speed of reloading. To reload, you have to open up the cylinder and charge one by one, or even if you use speed loaders, which are difficult under the stress of combat, you tend to be slow in reloading. So the advantage of the automatic, the semi-automatic...
Have we ever looked this? I don't think we've looked this guy up over
John
all this
McSweeney?
time.
Yeah, we haven't. I was literally thinking about that on the way here.
Because I've thought about it on several times watching this. Like, I mean, he clearly ex-cop.
time to
right?
time. This happens to be the
Yeah.
You would think so. He's got huge cop vibes. Here, let's
ask our
we'll
bro.
ask chat here. Hey, are you familiar with a video from the internet called John McSweeney's Total Defense? I don't know what year it came out, but it was like a home video teaching people self-defense. Are you familiar with that?
John McSweeney's Total Self-Defense video was released in 1991. Does that help?
Yes, it does. Wow, it looks a lot older. Do you have any information on John McSweeney himself, the guy who produced the video?
John McSweeney was a renowned martial artist and self-defense expert. He served in multiple branches of the U.S. military and was one of Ed Parker's first black belts. McSweeney introduced Kempo karate to Ireland and founded a martial arts studio in Elmhurst, Illinois. He also authored several books.
Sorry,
You're
go ahead.
welcome.
We didn't mean to cut you off. Continue.
No problem. If you need more details or have other questions, just let me know.
No, we didn't mean to cut you off. Could you finish what you were saying about John McSweeney?
Sure. In addition to his martial arts achievements, John McSweeney developed a comprehensive self-defense system, often focusing on practical techniques. He was dedicated to empowering people through self-defense education. If there's anything else you're curious about, just let me know.
No, that'll do it. Thank you.
John McSweeney's an authority.
Yeah. The question, information does come from the internet. I'm not going to question it, but maybe that was all on his website.
Maybe that was his bio. Yeah.
It's the bio from the back of the box.
Yeah.
Of John McSweeney's.
1991.
You know what, though? I'm glad to hear that she said it came out in 91, because that was another missing piece to this puzzle for me, is because the quality of it. And I was actually telling somebody the other day who asked me about it. I was like, I feel like it's newer than it looks.
It is. I feel like McSweeney seems like he's from the 70s when he's not.
Yeah. And this, probably compiled in the late 80s. And I mean, it's,
who knows? But
however any of that went. But it's clear the quality of the video and the style is definitely like 90s cable access. That's all. It's nice to have that clarified.
Because of loose tolerances. Most police departments now are using semi-automatics. 14, 15, 16 rounds in the magazine. They want that firepower. They want that speed of reloading. Now, when it comes to ammo, I recommend standard ammo. For instance, for the .38 Special, don't use hot rounds, plus P charges. They could harm the weapon, and you don't want a weapon that won't function in need.
What does that mean?
I use just standard loads. These are semi-wad cutters. This happens to be 158 grains.
The load is the number of grains of gunpowder in the shell.
What's a hot load?
A hot load is
metal jacket. Again, this is heavy. It's
sorry, he's
bigger
doing
than
bullet
the
nerd
38
stuff. I got a
Special.
little distracted there, but no, it's about the load. It's about how much gunpowder's in the shell.
Okay.
Excuse me. So a hot load is a
Extra.
and it's louder and it creates more velocity, but it also creates more recoil and debatable, but probably true. It's not great for the
Put more
mechanics.
stress on the cylinder.
Yeah, it's not as much. It's not as great for the gun.
My main interest is to train you just to hit the target. Remember, target placement is the most important thing, not the type of round that you hit with. For instance, a 22 to the...
I think that's the first verbal flub he's had this whole video, and this man does not take multiple takes either. That's what it must be, and I point it out every time, but it is impressive how long he goes on a single take of talking.
Good.
He's pretty good.
Brain will stop someone instantly. I'm not so sure about 45 slugs. An example, Babyface Nelson, back in the 30s, had a gunfight with two FBI officials, agents. He killed both of them in the gunfight, and he took 17 rounds from them from a Thompson submachine gun, 45 rounds, 17 of them in his torso. It took him hours later before he died. He drove away from the gunfight and died hours later from loss of blood. Interestingly, he weighed only 125 pounds.
I would think so.
So I'm not a fan, as I said, of stopping power in handgun bullets. I'm more interested in just hitting the target. After that comes bullet placement. Now, as far as cleaning the weapon, Once you fired a weapon, you have to clean it as soon as possible. You normally use a solvent. This happens to be a Hoppy's No. 9 solvent, which I like. You dip a wire brush in it, and you clean back and forth until you get rid of all the fouling of the lead or the copper.
Also, the fact that he's teaching you to maintain your weapons makes me a little bit more comfortable with this. You know what I mean? That
he's not just telling you to go there and start squeezing.
Yeah, exactly.
Inside and clean the weapon like this. All right.
It's funny too that I feel better about him now that I found out that he
is a professional.
Yeah, he does know what he's talking about.
According to who though?
I will still say
that he did that.
The windmill thing is some nonsense, and he is having a sexual relationship with Paul.
Of course.
So, not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that that's the.
That's what drew us here.
Yeah,
was his relationship with Paul.
Yeah, that's where we got here. This wasn't an attempt to teach people self-defense.
Now that he's getting serious about it,
but I feel better about the self-defense he's teaching people because he does have some semblance of an idea what he's talking about.
Which dry. All right, and they don't use an
Although
oil
who the
residue.
fuck teaches the Irish how to do karate? What a weird bookmark. I mean, I guess
what a weird flex.
If you're looking for a place that probably doesn't have a ton of karate influence, Ireland is probably up there. with
I guess you can go tell them, hey,
Norway.
Come teach karate.
You know what I
bullshit.
mean?
I'm teaching you real shit.
Yeah.
He may have met, Conor McGregor's dad or whatever.
Yeah, he was just trying to make sure competition karate didn't take a hold there.
Yeah,
he was like, and these people like to fight each other. They're in bars all the time.
Yeah, let's go get
John
real.
McSweeney land.
He didn't defend himself.
But there are uses for the automatic, as we discussed. Now let's go into the next segment, which is going to be knife fighting.
Ooh.
Yes. Shit.
This is a 3-inch lock blade pocket knife. Man. It's small, but it's very useful if your life is on the line. It opens up a blade under 3 inches. You hold the blade in a strong grip. The thumb supports the grip. Don't have the thumb loose along the top of the blade. Then the hand is weak. Laterally, no support. Support it with the thumb. Fight off the same foot with the same hand. Right foot, right hand. Don't use a reverse hand because you have limited range, you have minimal control over anyone coming in. Fighting off the right foot, right hand, I can now do circle cuts. So if anyone comes in at me, I can cut his hand or wrist.
We can get Paul in
circles. I can also protect my face and throat.
Dude, we can get Paul.
Please.
For knives.
From the circles,
sure, he's got him in one of them suits or something. Come
on. Cut
gloves. Thrusting in. Now the thrust used the palm up.
Look how he's got his knife on his hip. You see it?
Oh yeah, I was about to say he's also got some shit for you back there.
He's got the Rambo over there.
It's an unnatural move. Always thrust with the palm up, in and out. You circle, then thrust.
The head just looks funny.
Slashing like this. When you cut, turn the wrist. When you reverse the cut, turn the wrist the other way. The object is to cut with maximum cutting surface. So turn the wrist and cut, come back and turn the wrist. You can also cut in a wide cut if someone rushes you, come back and cut and reverse cut.
Oh, shit.
Your target
cut
will be the
and
neck
reverse cut.
And the face. Don't go for the body with a small knife like this. In the thrust, target is the throat, eye socket. Damn. Remember, we're talking about fighting to protect our lives.
Okay.
A woman to protect herself against rape. That's what a knife is all about. To fight only when you have to protect your own life. So in this cut, we come back, cut again. God. Now I'll demonstrate these same cuts with a Marine combat knife as is larger and gives you a better picture for demonstration purposes. Same grip, good strong grip. The thumb supports the grip. Don't have the thumb on top of the blade. When you thrust with the palm up.
Nah,
for control.
maybe not. I thought maybe
with
he'd
the
have
blade
like
pointing down.
a demonstration
move,
weapon.
Control.
There's
this
just
is much
no
stronger
chance he's
grip,
going to put Paul
much
in that
stronger
sort of
thrust.
situation.
No, he's not.
Now you get thrust to the body. In the small knife, I said cut only the face, neck, open skin. You're going for arteries in the face, arteries in the neck. The object is to make somebody bleed so they run from you. They don't fight you. Remember, most people that fight with a knife go against unarmed people.
Sorry, this doesn't come up very often, but I did go to the fridge and we're pretty much out of beer, so...
Now, you know you boys owe me a lot of money for that beer you drank tonight. God damn it.
It just doesn't come up very often. I was gonna run that one out there.
So they're cowards to
I just
begin
don't
with.
get to use it.
If you have a knife and fight back, your very will to fight will probably make them run away. And if you have some skill at all, you'll be able to cut them. You cut them once, they'll take off. Most knife fighters want to come upon a victim who's unarmed. So this system I'm going to teach you is
Where do you
very
get
simple.
information from?
Practice with it, you can get it down in no time.
His all of the knife fighting fools he knows, I guess.
I guess was like, they want to get it over with.
Yeah.
All you do is have a good grip, come in.
Well, you run up on John McSweeney.
You're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, knife, gun, what you want?
Either way, windmill.
Windmills?
I'll snatch your
Windmills?
balls off.
Yeah, exactly. I'll crush your windpipe.
Here comes Paul.
I'll crush your windpipe and shoot you.
Fight the same hand,
piss you.
same foot. Fight from the front.
Gently.
If I fought this way, the way some people teach you, you don't have the same range forward, I can't shuffle in properly, and I can't protect myself
With
at
a
this
caress.
side. Anyone can cut me from here. This way, I can do a full circle of defense.
He was always
to protect
touching
myself
Paul's
to the
chin.
front, to the side, to this side. From the circle, I can come in and thrust. So I'm cutting his hand or wrist, then I thrust to the body, to the face, to the throat. Circle and thrust. I can slash. Again, when I slash, turn that blade
man.
for maximum cutting surface. Then come back and reverse and cut that blade. You're cutting to the face, the neck. You can do circles and then cuts. Wide cuts, if someone rushes me, I can step back and cut, then reverse cut. Going again to the neck face area. I come in slow motion, I cut, turn that blade for maximum cutting. Come back to here, reverse,
maximum cutting.
turn the blade, turn my wrist
really-
for maximum cutting.
Yeah.
So in speed, it's...
Oh.
The knife is a very good weapon in self-defense. Women have them in their kitchens.
And they
If they're
do not
prepared
wanna
to
get
use them,
blarneyed.
they could defend their household
Yeah,
with a
come on,
kitchen
don't
knife.
do me again. I don't
The
need
movements
another
are
edit
simple.
point.
Straight thrust, in and out. Fight off the same foot, same hand. Circle movements.
He's in
To
great
cut
shape,
the hands,
dude.
also to block. And slashes against the face, the neck.
No, there's no
body.
There's
cut open skin.
Yeah, no, like you said, no cuts in the, no pun intended, it is the
Yeah.
knife thing. But yeah, he does these things, and these are physically demanding. And he's also very clearly a dude that in his free time is sitting at the bar ripping heaters, hoping somebody's going to say something to him.
Yeah.
You know what I
Him
mean?
and Paul are just combing mustaches all week, waiting for something to happen.
Work regularly. Practice with the knife. All you need to do is practice maybe 10 minutes once a week.
Oh,
You'll be able to be proficient in knife fighting.
God, that's a good reference. Nope, what happened? Oh.
You've just learned knife fighting.
That's what just
Did
happened.
I?
Learned how to use a Marine combat knife and the 3-inch lock blade. Now, the Marine combat knife is fine if you're a Marine or you're an Army infantryman. But you're not going to carry this around with you in civilian life.
Then why
concealed.
teach us how to use it, John?
It's obvious that you have
In
it.
case you're a Marine?
If you're going to carry something like this, you might as well carry a gun, because they're both illegal concealed. But what you can carry legally concealed is the 3-inch lock blade. It's a pocket knife. It folds up. 3-inch is the normal legal length in almost all the states. I passed this through airway security, airline security.
Not
You
anymore,
simply
you
check
don't.
it,
Check back was about 10 years.
Yeah.
palm side, let it go.
Check. See what's happening after the Gulf War.
The beauty of this little knife
Well,
is
no, literally, if this came out in 91, literally
That's
10
what I'm
years.
saying, though, yeah.
The fall of 10 years later, things were significantly different.
that if your life is ever at stake, you've got a weapon to defend yourself with. A small woman should carry this, or a woman, any type of woman, even if she's strong, should carry a knife
He's
if
gonna
she's
say
afraid
it. He's gonna
of
say
the
it,
neighborhood she
and I'm gonna have
lives
to
in,
edit
or
it.
she's afraid of circumstances.
Like what?
So many stories of women who've been threatened, either by ex-boyfriends or ex-husbands. They end up
dancing
battered
around
or
it.
beaten
He's
or
tiptoeing
dead.
around that shit.
If they learned how to fight with a little pocket knife and kept this, they have a weapon. We showed you how to slash quickly to the throat. This is deadly. And we use these deadly weapons for a reason, for self-defense. We've studied now in the arms section how to use a handgun in combat, how to fight with a knife. Now,
What
why
else you
would
got?
people use these weapons? Well, I said self-defense.
Next, a bat with a shitload of nails.
Yeah,
in it.
a chain with a
chain with a lock on
spikes
it.
at the end of it.
You just had to hit somebody with a combination lock.
Is violence. It's violence against violence. Self-defense has nothing to do with turning the other cheek. If you want to turn the other cheek, you'll die, all right? If you want to live, you have to defend yourself.
That's fair enough.
The basic principle of the British common law is the right to self-defense. When you cannot defend yourself, you basically give up your right to life itself. You're like a lamb waiting for a wolf to devour you.
Let's go, Paul.
That's why I always say, be prepared, carry this little pocket knife, learn how to use a handgun if the circumstances demand it. We discussed some of the circumstances before. If you're disabled, if you're a small person, and you're up against a gang attack, you don't have a chance unless you have a handgun.
That goes for cocksuckers and retards.
So there's a use for a gun. Now, let's go to an exercise system that we discussed earlier called Tiger Moves. This is an excellent system for building the body, to keep it strong, to build the muscles, to keep you healthy. You
Hey,
have
look,
to have
man, I'm
strength
starting
to
a
use the
workout
power
routine.
strikes.
Bro, that's what I should do.
What's that?
What we talked about on the last episode. Please talk into the microphone. Sorry, I don't mean to be like that.
No, you're fine.
Why are you looking at me from over there? No, we talked about it on the last episode that I need to drop a couple of LBs.
Yeah.
But what if I decided that my exercise routine
Was it just
is
McSweeney's?
just going to be McSweeney?
Well, you'd have to video it.
Yeah, well, later. I would have to document the efficacy. Get some side-by-sides going.
Yeah, some befores and afters.
I do, but maybe that'll be the motivation. Is like every week I need to have like mastered
what if
McSweeney.
What if it doesn't work?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I eat less and move around more, I don't necessarily know that the movement of the type of movement's going to matter that much. You know what I mean?
I think the first part of if I eat less.
Yeah. Well, it's really not
I'll lose weight.
It's really not the eating either that's getting me. You know
Blah,
what I'm
blah,
saying?
blah, blah, It's not the eating.
You know you boys owe me a lot of money for that beer you drank tonight. God damn it.
That's twice in one episode I got to use that.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 100%. But I need to move around more. So,
dude, you do enough windmills.
Yeah, you're
losing weight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And hit like a wet noodle. You have to hit hard. And that requires muscle strength. Whether you're 130 or 230, you still have to have the muscles in shape and the connecting tissue, the ligaments, the tendons have to be strong. And the Tiger Moves will do that. So now let's study Tiger Moves.
Tiger Move expert. I'm actually getting kind of excited about the. Wow.
Yes.
Hold on, I got to turn this music down. Somebody hit me on YouTube. I didn't get a copyright strike, but they want. Hold on. I'm starting that back over. But that's.
We'll do that. So now let's study Tiger Moves.
Let's.
Okay, so I was going to mention before that went so far. I've definitely never made it this far into this video.
There's no way you knew that existed.
No, I have never made it this far into this
Where
video.
are we at on the pod? Should we continue or is this a next week
thing? Man, we're so yeah, we are right at the end. Dang.
I think we should bring this into next week. That was so epic. That's a good tease.
Yeah. Dang it, I wanted to redo the intro. That's okay, because I was going to say whoever made that music has laid claim to it on YouTube, the music for that segment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so maybe we'll tease it with the intro, except for I will score it. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Here we go. We're going to time for Tiger Moves.
There you go. How perfect is that? Why is his shirt off?
Was he making that face like a
Where's
I would be ripped.
Look at his neck.
Oh.
Like the little veins in his neck as he's doing that.
Man.
Oh, good night.
Well, now he's really just showing the tiger a lot.
Right.
Oh, he's probably talking about tigers. Hold on, I gotta turn this music off. But no, yes, absolutely. That is where we will start next week. We'll go ahead.
You have me muted.
I know. I was just trying to cue it back real quickly, but it didn't happen very quickly. Yes, next week we will get into tiger moves because that was.
I didn't even know John could get more John.
Like I said, I haven't been this far into this video. Did not know that. I knew there was some sort of martial arts component to it, like training component. Didn't see tiger moves coming.
You didn't see this?
No. So we really appreciate everybody who hung out to this point. As always, 847-665-9238. Like, and jump down in the comments. The likes, the shares, the comments help more people see the podcast.
Huge.
You know what I'm saying?
As to the algorithm, we really want to be on there.
Excuse me. So, yeah. Anything else?
I'm good.
All right, everybody. Stay out of the water and don't get blarneyed.
Hey.
Folks, head on over to shirtcaviar.com. We got a wide selection of shirts for every occasion. We got the Time's Up Dolphins, got to get them out of here. We got the Jesus with the Newsy, perfect for Easter. We got the Doubt the Voices, whoa. We got Tiger Woods, holy crap, a fan favorite. And last but not least, we got Big Purr Aesthetic, Volume 1, all at shirtcaviar.com. And remember to use code OGA for 10% off your order at shirtcaviar.com.